Hey folks, it's Ardwulf. Welcome. We're going to do an unboxing today, and it's going to be for what is, for me, a pretty special unboxing. The game in question is Ron, Richard Berg and Mark Herman's Great Battles of History system. This is from GMT Games, and I don't know who the designer is. Richard Berg and Mark Herman, okay, developer Alan Ray. This is special for me because it is part of the Great Battles of History system. It is volume 12. And other than the one volume in the series, Lion of the North, which came about very early and which is probably treated in a more satisfying way by other game systems, this is really the last piece that I need for Great Battles of History. So I'm really excited to open it up. And we got the battles of... Okay, buckle up here, because I make no promises I'm going to be able to pronounce any of these. Mima Satogi, Mimigawa, Nagakute, Nunobayama, Okitanawate, Suryagahara, and Tanoji. Okay, that was probably not as bad as I was afraid it was going to be, but, you know, Japanese people, please do not write me angry letters. So let's open it up and see what we get. This is not a new game. It's out of print. I bought it from Enterprise. I'll tell you, I bought it from Enterprise Games. EnterpriseGames.com. Looks like we do have a little box ding here, but that's okay. It was still in the shrink wrap, and I am happy to have this final piece in the Great Battles of History puzzle. So let's see what we have. And it's an older game, 2007, so it's in that sort of thinner GMT box, but not like paper thin or anything. It's fine. All right. We have, first of all, a map. There's a shot combat table right on here. Now these Japanese, ooh, interesting. Okay, so this one at least is a split map. There's two maps on here. There's a back one like that too. It is, but you can't split it directly. I've seen that happen. You could fold it back fold it, I guess. So you got four maps on this one map sheet. Little larger than usual hexes, maybe, and it's a different color scheme than one normally finds in these games too. These Japanese games, the two Japanese games in this series, the other one being Samurai, which is relatively early, don't necessarily use the same rules as the rest of the series, and it is not possible, I think that applies to this one as well, to use the simple Great Battles of History rules. At some point, I'd like to do a video comparing simple Great Battles of History with the regular Great Battles of History rules. I will tell you that my preference is for the regular Great Battles of History rules. Other people feel differently, and that's fine. Other than that, I will leave that for another day. So another map. So we got two maps so far. We have some player aid cards. And, okay, so here is a Ron record sheet. So Taisho activation points, severed heads, that's always useful to keep track of that. Eliminated units, routed units, game turns. We have another one of those. These are single-sided. We have charts and tables. Okay, tons of charts and tables. So we have card number 1 with the Clash of Arms type, shock combat. So it's not exactly... So when we say that there's a system, a series of games called Great Battles of History, that might imply that there is a unified game system in all those volumes, and that's actually not the case. That's one thing that simple Great Battles of History does, is it does unify the game system so that you can play not all of them, but most of them with just those rules. Here's a terrain chart. Looks like we have different ones for different battles, which is interesting, and not really all that surprising. There's more terrain charts. Here's a leadership summary chart. And troop call to check chart. Okay, so we have a total of 5 player aids here. We have, let's look at the counters last. Normally I would get to the rulebook first. There is a 10-sided die in here, a dusty 10-sided die, and a roll of baggies. And looks like Ginger at the GMT office has checked this one. So we have a rule book and a scenario book. So the scenario book is what looks like 20 pages with the back couple pages being... Scans the counter sheets? Well, scan one of the counter sheets anyway. And this is going to be our... Looks like this is a pretty straightforward scenario book right here. It's a good bet that there's not a lot of Western war games dealing with these particular battles. This looks huge. And I think, I don't know if it's in this one or in Samurai, but one of these Japanese battles is a really big battle. This might be it, 5+ hours, which is, so another thing about Great Battles of History, and Simple Great Battles of History plays faster, but generally speaking, you can finish these battles, with a few exceptions, unless you're playing one of the big ones like Alicia or Platea or something like that. You can normally finish these in 3 hours or less. And then we have a rule book. So this is pretty standard GMT paper stock of the era, reasonably thick paper. Looks like it's about 24 pages, and it is in fact 24 pages. And we have the rest of the counter sheet scans. This is all the rules, and this is all rules, I should say, except for the last page. And here we have our severed heads rule. The survivor of any individual combat is awarded a severed head marker. Assume it's from his dead opponent. Place the marker in the hanjin of that samurai/busho's so taisho. Woo! Okay, so we're really getting into the jargon here. This could be fun to play just because of that. Interesting topic, and like I said, something that you're probably not going to see a ton of treatment of in Western war games. There are 5 counter sheets here. These are 9/16 inch counters. We have one sheet that is just the general system markers, including a bunch of severed heads. These will keep track of cohesion hits and stuff like that. We have units. Looks like 4 each individual battle, which is cool. If possible, it would be cool to bag these up by battle, if that's possible. Usually it's not. I will tell you that. So this is on the sort of older white core GMT stuff that's, by today's standards, it's a little thin. It's not so thin that it's a problem. It's fine. I would use a 2.5 millimeter corner rounder to round these off. Here is Surage Hara. Nice colorful counters. They look good. I don't know that I have a whole lot more to say about this one. I am really happy that I was able, particularly in this time of stress and nonsense, that I was able to complete my collection. I guess it's not technically complete until I eventually get a copy of Line of the North, but I don't care about Line of the North to play. This one I could see playing at some point. I was originally just going to get the Roman games, and then I was just going to get the Roman and Greek games, and then I was just going to get the ancient games, and now I got all the damn games. So, Great Battles of History, one of my favorite series. Looking forward to getting this punched and clipped. I've actually gotten multiple GBOH games punched and clipped and ready to go in the last week. So we'll put this in the queue to get treated in that way. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel and click the little bell icon to get notified when new content comes out. If you'd like to help support Ardwulf's Lair, you could do that as simply as sharing the content around on social media. That's very appreciated. Or you can click on the Patreon link in the video description. Until next time, thanks for watching and happy wargaming.